Thank you.
You're welcome. But I have to put a little bit of cream in mine.
Okay. Looks good.
Yeah, it does. Hey there, I'm Michelle.
And I'm Kyle.
And we're semi-homesteaders.
Hey, today we're going to be talking about something that's probably the hardest part about homesteading and home life in general, and that is time management.
You know, that is absolutely right. There are always so many projects going on or needing to go on. There's fencing and gardening and mowing and canning and grocery shopping and cleaning. Like, it's just, the list never ends. And if we're not careful and stay organized, things are gonna fall in the cracks.
You're right. I mean, we are semi-homesteaders. I still have a job outside of the house, so all this has to be done around the homestead on the side. So we have to do some planning.
That's right. And that's why you want to come along with us today, because we are going to show you some really cool ways that we use and that works really well for us on how to stay organized and how to stay on top of things. Kyle has some really cool apps and stuff to share, and from the old school side, I have some really cool things to share too. So stay tuned, hang with us.
One thing Missy and I use extensively together is a program called BubbleUp. BubbleUp allows us to collaborate, to share and save things and work on things together, regardless if we're at home together or if I'm gone out on the road and she's at home. We both have access to it, both on the computer and through our phones. So we can save things like Picnic Perfection video series. Let's take a look at that. Open that up. We've got a lot of different categories that we've saved here. Each one of these are basically folders that have things in them. We've saved pictures and things to go in our videos. Let's take a look at this. These are videos that we did. Oh, do you recognize that property? So we can save things in here. BubbleUp it's really visual cloud storage. Organization. It lets us, again, save, organize, and share links, files, notes, images, all kinds of things in a really visual way. So Missy and I love BubbleUp. If you'd like to try BubbleUp and sign up, it's free. I'll leave a link in the description below.
I have to admit, I do love BubbleUp. I use it every day. But for the most part, I am a paper girl and colorful markers. Now, this little paper calendar and my cute little notepads, which I have many of, these really help me with my time management. And yes, they do need to be adorable, because if it's cute, it's more of like fun and not so much a chore or like a tasks that I'm writing down. It keeps me happy. Now, here's why the calendar and my notepads, writing things down seem to help me so much. When I write things down in my calendar, then I can see like my whole week or my whole day or my whole month at a glance. Okay, so I can look and see when we're going to film videos, when I need to run errands, when do I need to tackle some bigger homestead projects. So that way I get a glance of everything all at once, and I don't get myself too stressed out about it or stretched too far. I can plan a whole lot easier that way. The next thing that really helps me when it comes to staying organized and saving time is I love my notebooks, but I also love to have a magnetic notepad that I keep on my refrigerator, okay, in my kitchen. So as I'm cooking whenever I run out of things, it's right there. I have a pen close by. I can just write down on my list, ketchup, mustard, sugar, vanilla, whatever it might be. As I run out of things, that's just what I make myself do. And also, I'm right there in my kitchen, so as I'm in my pantry and I take inventory, kind of keep a stock on what I have in my spices, with my flours and sugars and baking things. It just makes it easier. Then when I get ready to put my grocery list together, I don't have to take the time to always run and do all that. I already know by my little list that I have on the fridge, these are the things that I'm out of. These are the things that I need. Then I just will jot down the extra stuff, that maybe a recipe called for. And there really is a reason for some of the colored markers, because it can make it very easy when you use different colors for different types of chores or tasks that you might need to do. You pick a color for your kitchen, a color for your garden projects. We do filming, so a color for the filming. And when you look at your calendar, that's going to make it very easy because you can visually organize your day. And a lot of times, I don't know if you're like me, if I can see it in my head, then it's like it helps me to get it. And it also helps me by having those color coded. I can spot really quick what's urgent and then what can kind of wait. So for me, writing things down, it just helps me to remember them better. Like I said, I'm kind of a visual person. I like to see things and it sticks in my head. So it's like once I see it, it kind of locks down and it makes it easy for me to remember. I also look forward to when I make my list on my cool little notebooks and cute little paper with my colorful markers. I can check things off. There's something about just having this list, and as you finish them, you go and you check them off, or you scratch through them, however you want to do it. But man, there's something that just makes me feel good about doing that. As you make out your meal planning, you decide what meals you're going to have for the day or the week or the next week, and you make your grocery list right then. And so you're going to have them already in your pantry when it comes time to make them. That is really probably one of the biggest obstacles in saving time, is being prepared. If you know what you're going to do and you have the ingredients or the items that you need to do it, it may be working in the garden or canning or whatever it might be. That way, when you're prepared, then you don't waste time and you can get a lot more done in less time. So, I hope this was a help to you, just to sharing what works for me. Everybody's different and you have to find your niche, your thing that works for you. But I just want to encourage you, if digital calendars kind of feel overwhelming or you just don't really like the computer, having to do all that, then try it out. Grab you a pretty notepad, get you some really fun, colorful markers, and just give it a try. Because time management really doesn't have to be boring, or it doesn't have to just be stressful. Get your creative side going. Make it colorful, make it creative, and honestly, by doing this, all of that, it just makes me happy. When I'm organized, I save time, I avoid chaos, and I have more space to do the things that I really love. If I want to, cook something really extravagant, or if I need to, go out in the garden and just spend some time out there exploring, checking out all the beautiful new blooms, or just enjoying our life on our homestead.
So let's talk about digital options. Google Calendar, which you see here, is probably one of the more popular options. You have the choice right here of looking at day, week, month, year. You can look at your schedule, maybe cut it down to 4 days. They have all these options. And then there are extras. To the right side here, you have access to Google Keep, which is going to be a note-taking app. You have access to Google Tasks, which is going to be an integrated task app within Google. And the good thing about it is it all ties together. So your calendar, your notes, your tasks, so on and so forth, they're all interconnected. And you can set up, of course, notifications to pop up on your computer or pop up on your phone, what have you. Another option, if you're not a Google fan, some people aren't. There are a lot of options out there, and another one is Zoho. Zoho has a calendar, but they also have a full suite of products, just like Google does. Email, spreadsheets, documents, cloud storage. I mean, they have it all. And as you can see here, here's a calendar, and it works very much the same way. You have the option to have phone apps so that you can sync that and get notifications. You see you've got tasks and all the things that Google has, Zoho has, and it's just an option for you. You know, I said some people are not Google fans, and a lot of that boils down to privacy. Obviously, you don't have any security or privacy when it gets right down to it with things like Google, maybe even Zoho. If you're concerned about privacy, Proton is a good option. Now, they have also a full suite of things, cloud storage, right here. Cloud storage with Drive. They have the calendar, which we're looking at. They have email, which I use personally. They have the VPN option. They have documents. So they have all these things that work in concert together, but it's very private. The people at Proton can't even see your information. And as the others, you have the option to view month, day, week, all those options. And Proton also has your phone application so that you can have it on the go and have notifications. So Proton is a good secure option. And they all work basically the same way. If I want to add an event to my calendar, I just click New Event, and it gives me a lot of choices of things to do here. Obviously, I can name it. I can set a start time and an end time. If I want it to be an hour, I'll set it at 12:30 there, 11:30 to 12:30. You can set your time. You can make it an all-day event and not have a start and end time. You can have it repeat or not repeat. If I want this to be a recurring reminder, say it's a monthly payment I want to be reminded of, I can have that recur monthly. I can choose the color of my calendar. That's a paid option here. I'm on the free plan. I can add people to it. I could add Missy to it, and we could share whatever is scheduled here. I can put a location, notification. When do I want my notification? One day before, or on the same day, a week before, and I can set my time. And then I can add a description, which is really handy because let's say I schedule something a week or a month from now. I may not remember the exact details. It may pop up and say, let's do buy groceries. I may not remember. Oh, that says but groceries. I don't need that. I may not remember exactly what I needed, so I could add my whole grocery list here. Now, that's just an example. I don't put my grocery list on my calendar, but you get the gist of it. I can save that, and there it is, an all-day event. Notice it's not tied to a particular time because we made it an all-day event. And when the time comes, it will pop up with a reminder, the time I told it to, and I can see the short details here. Or I can see all of the details. Had I put a description here, it would all be there for me to see and be a great reminder. A to-do app I like to use, or a task app, is called TickTick. It's clean, it's simple, it's easy to use. I can put things in it very quickly. You have the option of seeing what's due today, the next 7 days. You have an inbox because I can actually email tasks into TickTick. You can create lists. I've created a weekly list, a personal list, and a work list. We're actually looking at my personal list right now. Let's just say we're looking at this. Here's my date and time that it's due. I can have it notify me on time or 5 minutes early. You can see the choices here. I can have it repeat, kind of like the calendar app we talked about earlier. I could have it repeat, say, on a monthly basis, weekly, yearly, you name it, and say, okay. And I can put notes in here. I can have it, if I make a reminder today for a year from now, I may not remember all the details. So I can put all the details in here, and I can even make it a subtask so that I not only click this off and check this off, but I can have multiple subtasks within here in the same task. So I really like TickTick. It's easy to use, and it's worked for me for a long time. Let's talk very briefly about note-taking apps. Note-taking apps are as personal as the person taking the notes because there are so many out there. We're only going to talk about this for a minute because there are a million videos on YouTube about the various note-taking apps. There's Microsoft OneNote, there's Notion, there's Evernote, there's Apple Notes, there's Google Keep, and the list just goes on and on and on. If you're concerned about security, a good choice is the one that I use, is Obsidian. I take all my notes in here and keep them for future reference. Now this is my graph. It'll break your notes down into a graph. If I go over here, I have folders. I can tag things and easily find them. So if I search, apparently the last thing I had searched was elderberry. Here's an elderberry tincture that comes up. It's the only thing in there. I saved a note here about how to make an elderberry tincture. It's very easy to find. And in my graph, you can see that it's connected to a note called Natural Remedies. Obsidian is a fantastic and private note-taking app that I recommend for sure. My dirt guy and I came out here the other day and we set these flags. I don't know if you can see somewhere up there at the corner of the I can't see this little screen. So yeah, hopefully you can see it there. We set the flags at the corners, another one up there, and of course back here. So what I'm going to do right now is just knock this grass down a little bit where the house is going to sit. Well, I'm going to get a little drink of water, and I'm going to go over it one more time, just a little lower. I went over it on the highest setting because this is really grown up. I'm going to lower the deck a little bit and go over it again this way, and we'll be done. You know, talking about time management, I had to plan on doing this on Saturday morning because I work, a regular day job through the week. And also I was going to do it Friday evening, but it came a downpour and I couldn't do it. It's still a little damp, but not too bad. The sun has really come out this morning. So in talking about time management again, sometimes you have to go with the flow and make adjustments. It's real life, right? But at least you have a plan. Even with all the apps and software programs that admittedly I love, right? Still, sometimes you just want to jot down a note, a handwritten note. I don't know if you saw my EDC video. If not, I'll leave a link down below in the comments or, down there in the description. But in my EDC video, I showed you this. This is my traveler's journal. It's always in my back pocket. And if you'll notice, yes, I made a list. When I had to go mow over at the property, I made a list of things that I was going to need. And I didn't use an app. I didn't use my phone. I was in a position where I just grabbed my traveler's journal out of my back pocket, grabbed my ink pen out of my pocket, and I jotted down a little checklist. I thought about what will I need when I get there. Okay, I'm going to need this, I'm going to need that. I wrote each one of them down with a little check box, and that's how I took care of that. So, even though all the cool apps and programs exist, sometimes you just need a note. I made that list. I knew what I needed to bring with me. I got the tractor ready, and here we go. Cheers. Got the house pad mowed off. Got a strip mowed through here and down, representing the driveway, so my dirt guy will know where to cut the driveway. This area back here between the big trees, it had just grown up with huge weeds, so I got that mowed down. And the same right over here by the pond, there were just some huge weeds. I went ahead and knocked those down. I went over and trimmed around that pond, and so busy day. Now we're gonna blow off the tractor. I tell you what, I am really pleased with the performance of this little tractor today. Kubota doesn't disappoint. It's a tough little machine.
Well, now that you've seen how we do things around our homestead, let us know. Do you use any of the things that we've shared with you? Like, do you use any of the apps already maybe that Kyle shared? Or are you old school and you do paper and pen, markers, whatever, like me? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know in the comments how you do things for your planning and organizing. And thank you so much for watching. If you would, like, subscribe, comment, share, all those cool things. It really helps us out, and we really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Until next time, Lord bless you. Or are you an old, what am I called? An
Old-fashioned, old school,
okay.
old body.
Hey!
No, I mean, an old
Speak
body.
for yourself.
You know what I mean.